The yearly Star Wars celebration is going on right now in Japan. And in my opinion, the biggest thing that's been announced is the new Ryan Gosling movie, Star Wars Starfighter. And in this video, I will explain why Star Wars Starfighter is exactly what Star Wars needs to get back on the right track. But first, please like, subscribe, and share. Anything you can do will help my channel grow. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that bell icon, and you'll get my videos as soon as they drop. Every year, Star Wars has their big celebration, and they have it all around the world, this year being in Japan. And while they've had many announcements this week, The Mandalorian and Grogu, the new Darth Maul show, I think Starfighter is the biggest one. And the reason being is that it's something entirely new. Yes, the movie will star Ken himself, Ryan Gosling, and be directed by Sean Levy, who's made a bunch of really good movies, most recently Deadpool and Wolverine. The movie is set 5 years after the end of Episode 9. So Rey will be off doing her own thing, and this movie's supposed to have its own new characters having their own new problems. Maybe they'll interact a few times with some of the older characters, but they've been promising that this is an entirely new story. And I really hope that's true. I am absolutely tired of the Skywalker saga. Look, Rey's alright, I guess, but frankly, I am just so tired of the Skywalker saga. Just movie after movie, everyone's either related to a Skywalker or a Palpatine. And frankly, she hated being related to a Palpatine so much, she just decided that she was a Skywalker for no reason. And it's just like, can you get away from this 70-year period with the same family? It's just tiring. You have multiple millennia of years to work with, and we're still attached to these 70 years. Frankly, even Starfighter is only 5 years afterwards, but they want to keep everything slightly touching for some reason. But hopefully, it truly is its own story. Now, the Starfighter series is named after the Starfighter games from the early 2000s. And I remember playing both of them on the PS2. The original Starfighter, and then the Jedi Starfighter, where you had a few extra abilities because your character was a Jedi. And frankly, those games were amazing. Just piloting, going from planet to planet, doing some interspace combat, doing some ground combat, having to solve some problems that were going on with the droids, and all these different plot lines that were going on in the background of what was going on in the movie trilogy. And so I understand this movie won't have the exact same plot line. It takes place, I don't know, like 60 years later. But the fact is that the Starfighter games were amazing, and that's what we need. We need the movies to take place in space. Not everything has to be so Jedi-based. I would be lying to you if I thought that there wouldn't be a Jedi or two showing up in this movie, or some sort of Sith. Look, Star Wars can't get away from that, and we just need to accept it. But can we make it about some normal people that are pilots? That was some of the first things that were so amazing in the movies in the 70s. That not everything had to be so mystical. Yeah, it came in later, and it was even in the original movies, but it really just started out as a guy that was on a desert planet looking up into space, wanting something more. So let's talk about what's been so bad about Star Wars lately. Well, other than the fact that everything has to be attached to the Skywalker saga, things have become a little bit dull. Even the early seasons of The Mandalorian were much better than the later one. And I'm not actually sure how good the movie will be. Yes, a lot of the Star Wars fans like Mandalorian and Grogu, but frankly, for random people walking the streets, they might not truly understand that there were 3 seasons, a spin-off show, a second spin-off show that you really ought to know to understand everything going on in that era. But a guy in a spaceship going on adventures, especially when it's the good-looking Ken from the Barbie movies, I'm pretty sure most people on the streets are going to find that a little bit more interesting. Because that's what we want. He was amazing in Drive. Give me Drive but up in space, and I'll take it. Look, am I going to say that everything that Disney's made with Star Wars has been bad? No, but they don't have a really great record with things either. They've had a lot of hits and misses, and we always are focusing on the misses. So maybe they should give us some actual hits to focus on for a while. I think this movie is exactly what we need. Something fresh, something clean, new characters, not based upon Jedi, and just give us a completely new storyline. So I hope that we get that new storyline. I hope we get a whole bunch of space battles. He'll have to go up against some new emerging enemy that's coming back because the galaxy is constantly in peril. They haven't had balance now since Anakin showed up like 60 years earlier. The irony of saying that he would bring balance to the Force really made everyone else's lives really unstable. So yes, I am really excited about Star Wars Starfighter. Give me that game. Give me the vibes of that game. Give me something completely new, an adventure in space where he is dogfighting throughout, and I will be there first day. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out those other videos on screen now.